Bombs away! I seek the ice beam. Give me more of a challenge right now, but an easier situation later. Alright, I think that is ultimately the door I want. I think. I'm not sure how I can get there, though, without the ice beam to use this guy below me. Because you can't just... Okay. Oh, maybe I can just hop up there from here. Let's see. Okay. I know that this is what I would be doing because I'm systematically going through. So even though... If I'm correct about that, and it's kind of cheating, to know that this is where I needed to go, this is where I would have gone next anyway, just because it was the next door in line. So, and I am going to finish exploring this area regardless. Yeah, I don't remember where Kraid is or any of that stuff. I carefully minimized the amount of time I was looking at that section of the map, even while I've been editing my other episodes, as soon as I realized that I was missing a section, which I'm glad that I looked ahead and discovered that I was missing a section. Okay. As soon as I realized that I was missing a piece and I was gonna have to do this, I tried to avoid... Okay. I tried to avoid looking at the rest of the map as much as possible, so that I could maintain my mostly blind playthrough as much as I could. Ah! Aha, new missiles. Cool. So I'm still opening uncharted areas. Whoops. Not Uncharted, you lost the chart. Futurama reference. Okay, is this just a dead end? Can I get a power-up, please, so that these guys will stop harassing me? Okay. Yep, seems that way. Seems this is a dead end. Alright. I got some more missiles. Whoops. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, so mission tonight. Okay, I'm scared of what's gonna happen when I drop down here. But there's nothing for it. Here we go! Whoa! Jesus. Well, that was exciting. Does it keep going down? No, it doesn't. That's the bottom. Well, that was exciting and scary, and it's gonna be a long distance to climb back up if I have to do that. Yeah, mission tonight. This section, Kraid. I got the Varia suit already, and the other power-up I was missing, which turned out to be an E-tank. Didn't know that was a thing. Oops. But it's at least, well, I mean, I was gonna say it's at least not my active intention to finish the game, but I am thinking that I'm gonna go for it because, oh. Okay. I believe I have entered the Kraid zone. Well, I'm in an awesome position. I've got lots of missiles. I've got lots of life. Guess, and I've got the suit power up, so let's go for it. Hello, Kraid. I know he's gonna needling me right in the face, but I've got a lot of... I can take it! I think... Ah! I think I can take it. Whoops. Ah, he has to shoot those needles out of his face, or I can't hit him. I can't... Yeah, the wave beam won't go through it either. I have to let him shoot the needles from his face, and then hit him. But... Nope, I better just keep going for it. There we are! Woo! Second mini-boss, Dunzo! Is there any reward in here? Doesn't look like it. Is this the one where there's like a thing? Am I gonna die if I try to get it? Oh, yep, there's an E-tank there. But it's really hard to get, nope. And in this case, what it would do is... Nope, yeah, even rolling down into it, it's really hard to get at it. I don't particularly need it except for to refill my life. Alright, mini-bosses, check! So now if I want to be, I can be done with this section. In fact, I might actually be done with this section. I'm not sure. I think I might have gone through the doors. I feel like there's more down here than that, I think. I'm not sure. Alright, well, we'll go back. Now I get to jump all the way up to the top again, which is what I was afraid I was gonna have to do. Yep, there's nowhere else to go. I'm just gonna have to go up these bricks. Alright. Well, this didn't take me all that long, although I figured it might not, because, in the part that I do have, the next part of the stream where I actually finished the game, alright, if I get bricked on, it can, like, yep, it can knock me off the whole damn thing. Okay. Come on. Oh, nope. Yep, that's where this becomes very annoying. Because if I get bricked on, it can knock me off the whole thing. In the next section, or the next stream section, where I actually finished the game, I had already tried the end once. So in the lost section was yeah, it probably mostly took this is what took so long. That's not like a secretly a hole, is it? No, it's just some weird discoloration. Okay. Doing this is probably what took a lot of that time. But in that session I was able to defeat Kraid and then oops, great. Who said you could be here? Get effed. I was able to defeat Kraid and make a run at the end of the game. In the one session, so I guess it's not surprising if it didn't take me that long to beat this, except this is gonna take me the rest of my life. Come on. Okay. So even though whew, there. Alright, I already went in that door to the left. And this is the top. Okay, there we go. So even though... What am I talking about? So anyway. So, after finishing this section, for the benefit of anyone watching me stream right now, I am gonna go ahead and, take a stab at, finishing the game, so I can potentially get the New Game Plus run I wanted. Okay, so we finished this with Kraid. I am gonna go down... Alright. That's the door that I came out of before, right? Yeah, I can't go back this way. But there was a door like this down below too, though, that I didn't get to, or was it the same door? All right, this is this level. And we'll go and check that again, because I think that's all. I think that's all there was left in this area. It's not very big. It's not like Norfair, which is enormous. Okay. We're gonna go back this way and fall into the trap again. So I want to at least take one more stab at it and see if I can figure out that door. I mean, maybe there is just the one, but I thought there were two. Maybe I came out the other side of that one already. But I thought that was a level up from the one that I saw previously, but maybe it was the same one? It's so easy to get confused in this game. Which I know is the idea. I mean, you're supposed to make your own maps. That's how a lot of these old games worked. You were supposed to get a pen and paper and alright, I'm gonna go down. You were supposed to get a pen and paper and make your own map. So there were some of these old games that my dad enjoyed helping me and my sister. He would make maps for us while we went through some mazes and some games of this type. He also just really liked making maps. Oh, that's reminding me, I've got emails to answer. My dad, so this is the story of this. My dad, when he was in college, one of his college friends was from Wisconsin and was friends with Dave Arneson, one of the original creators of D&D, the one who's not Gary Guy, guys. And his friend brought a draft of D&D at one point, because this is in the 70s. Brought a draft to try out with his friends at one point that Arneson had given him. And, okay, here's this section. So, this is way down lower. Yeah, this is a different door. This is way down lower from where I was before. But you cannot get up there. This is definitely a one-way. You cannot get through here. You have to come at it from the other side. So there is another side that I haven't got to. So we'll give it a try and see if I can find it. So my dad and his friends tried this test of a, concept of a new game, which is D&D. Okay, yeah, definitely a different door, because here's the other door that's like this, which is where I just was. So there is a down to the right. And I can't get up this without Ice Beam. Maybe you can only get at it with Ice Beam. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe you gotta have Ice Beam to get up and around there. Well, we'll see. We'll see how far, up and around I can get here. Because, yeah, that was down a level from this. Alright. We'll see how right and down I can get. Oops. Ow. So my dad and his friends tried this game, and they thought that it had some flaws. They thought that they could do better. And I mean, scratch first draft and whatnot, and it just it wasn't the game that we know today. But so they thought that maybe they could do better, and they wrote their own version. And apparently, okay, so now, oh, this is where okay, that's where you can't get up without, alright, so that's not good enough. And I went this section with Kraid, and it didn't connect to any of this. So I think I gotta go up higher and then down. So they essentially wrote their own like rip-off of D&D. It was inspired by and whatnot. So there was this, and you know, there were some copies of it around because they made, you know, Dad, I think, wrote it for the most part, and they gave copies to the friends in the group. So there were some of these copies floating around, and one of them made it onto the internet, and there apparently was all of this speculation about what it was, because it was from the right time period, and it had all of these similarities with D&D, and I guess it was like the subject of a lot of like forum discussion and stuff about what the heck is this thing? Is it a draft? Is it like a spin-off? Is it, you know, is it an Unassisted version? Like, what is this? And it was fan fiction, essentially, written by my dad. There was this guy who's like really like hardcore D&D historian, and he dug into it and he managed to trace it all the way back to one of my dad's friends, who was best man at my parents' wedding, actually, when I mentioned it to my mom. And from that, he was able to figure out who Dad was and contact me, because unfortunately, by the time that all this happened and he figured out who the author was, my dad had passed away. Which is going to bum me out for the rest of my life, because man, I really wish that Dad had lived to hear about all of this. His mind would have been completely blown. He would have been utterly blown away that anybody else had even seen it, let alone wondered about it or did any tried to figure out what it was. He would have just been utterly flabbergasted by all of this, and probably would have found it hilarious as well. And unfortunately, I don't know that much about it. I have a copy. Oh, right, that's this section. Oh, no, I'm stuck. Crap. That's this, which there's nowhere else to go from here. How do I get down to that door? Anyway, he emailed me about it again recently, because apparently there's a guy who, is making like an actual RPG inspired by my dad's version. And, it was in March, and like every time I'm in, and now it's June, every time I'm in my freaking email, I get distracted by all this other stuff in my email, and I haven't replied, and like I gotta answer that, because that's so fascinating. And I absolutely would like to hear what's going on with that, and I gotta remember to actually respond. But that is the saga of what has become known as Beyond This Point Be Dragons. Since that's what was written on the cover page that they made for the for their book, which I have a copy of. My cousin has a copy of it. My cousin the wizard, who I've mentioned before, was the guy who was the video game master in our family. Dad gave him one at some point, and then there's these copies floating around on the internet, but I think there's a couple pages missing, in which unfortunately I wasn't able to fill in. But my dad loved making maps. Like, that was something he really loved about Lord of the Rings. He loved all those maps that Tolkien wrote or made to put in there. Okay, now I'm up. I want to try to go. No, this doesn't go any further. So this is the one that is a time waster. It doesn't go anywhere. So I can't get around to the right. So whatever that area is, and there isn't anything important there, because yeah, this is all time waster, and there's no doors to the right. There's nothing there's important over there. If anything, there's missiles and nothing else because I have all of the key items. Oops. I already have all the key items from the game. So there's nothing important over there. Ah! Damn it. Alright. Yeah, this is the top, so there's nothing else. So I don't know how to get to that door. I don't know how to get to the other side of that squeeze point. I can't find it. I don't know. I give up. Anyway, so when I was growing up and we played some of these old Nintendo games, my dad really enjoyed making maps where, oh, I remember how I was going to connect that. I have a bunch of hand-drawn maps and things that he made for the game. And not just like dungeon crawl maps, but like overworld maps and stuff. Because he just really enjoyed making that stuff. Alright, I'm done. I'm gonna declare this section done. But he would often help us with making maps and whatnot. And it's too bad that I never owned this when I was a kid. Because I think he would have really enjoyed helping with this game. That is also something that is going to be heartbreaking for me again, also for the rest of my life, or at least however long I'm on YouTube, is that I know that he would have loved watching my streams, because he used to really enjoy watching us play video games and figuring stuff out and stuff, and I know he would have appreciated the entertainment, he would have appreciated the game, he would have appreciated the opportunity to keep up a bit more with me and, you know, and what I was doing, and it's because I do a lot of babbling about my life and stuff, and I know he would have really enjoyed this, but he was gone before I ever got it into my head to give it a try. So it's unfortunate. Whenever you have ideas, you know, don't wait, don't worry about who, don't worry about audience, don't worry about who might want to watch it, who cares? Like, if it's something that you enjoy and you want to do it, do it. Because you never know. Even with all of these power-ups, I still hit that trap. Okay. So now I have to get the ice beam again. Okay. And of course I don't really remember where it is. I know there's another one. There's the one in Norfair, which is kind of like the standard power-up one. I know there's another one here in Brinstar. I think it's down from somewhere. Oh, I think it's where you bomb through into the fake lava or the fake acid or something. Okay. Because I can't go to the last section of the world here is Turian, which is the final section. I can't go there without the ice beam because I will be hosed against the Metroids if I don't have the ice beam. So that's the other thing that I gotta do before I can attempt going there. I've now defeated both of the mini-bosses, and so the bridge will be open to me when I get up there, which is at the top of this shaft, the blue one here. It's really interesting how they put the access point to the end of the game right at the beginning of the game. Like, right from the start, you can see, I think it's in the yellow part. Right from the start, you have access to the bridge room. You're not able to cross the bridge, but you have access to that room. And you know there's something that you have to do to get through that area. And they put that right at the beginning. You can access that room with nothing but the stuff they give you at the start of the game. which is really interesting. Okay, I'm pretty sure that the left one here is the trap. There's 2 spots like that with acid in the bottom. I think you can bomb through to both of them, and I think the first one is a trap that's just a long pit that then you gotta climb out of. I think is the first one. So I think the good one is this one. And it is nice to have the wave beam because I can hit stuff on the ground. It's gonna be sad to not have that anymore. Alright. But it's gotta be done. Where are you? There you are. Bombs away! I seek the ice beam. Give me more of a challenge right now, but an easier situation later. Cat's bailing on me. Alright. I think this is the one, unless it's some other random thing that I already got. Okay. It's weird, like, stuck mosquito things. This is what I gotta do to finish catching up. Yep, and you can get the ice beam and the wave beam repeatedly, so you have the option to switch back and forth between the weapons. Alright. Ice beam is get. So now I get to be annoyed with this, where I can't hit anything on the ground again. And it takes more hits to kill everything, but if I'm better at using the screw attack, it won't be a problem. All I have to do is play like a competent person. Oh, there we go. There he is. Okay. Alright. Oops. No! Ah! Shit! But that's the idea! Alright, we did spawn in the right place this time. Here we go. Okay. Take 2. That's better, I think. There we go. Gotcha. Alright. Full life! Awesome! So now, I can proceed to my final destination. The nice thing about Turian, if you can consider it nice, is that the Metroids generally will give you a lot of life and missiles for defeating them. So even though you lose a lot of life in there, you can recover it fairly decently as long as you have the ice beam and missiles to defeat them with. Yeah, it's absolutely hopeless going there without the ice beam. Because you gotta hit each Metroid with 5 missiles. And it's really hard to do that without them getting on you if you don't have the ice beam to freeze them. Alright, I'm actually in really awesome shape right now. Whoops. In terms of missiles and stuff. I don't know how many missiles I can have, but... Alright. All the way to the top. To the section that was vexing me when I started my original playthrough because I somehow completely forgot what that story of that room was. This is the top, isn't it? It's not. Okay, that's more shit, I guess. That is more shit. Climb into the morning sun. I'm at the top. I totally got there. Alright. I'm all geared up. Have everything I need. Now I gotta get through this without... Well, I suppose I don't have to worry so much about dying stupidly because these are early game enemies and I have the Varia, so... Here we are. Alrighty. I have defeated both mini-bosses. So I think now I just have to shoot them. And ta-da! Bridge! Huzzah! Whee! And that brings me to the elevator to Turian. So, at this point, that's where I am at with the next part of the stream that I do have. And all that happened between then and now is I made an attempt at Turian, and I don't know how far I got. But I ran out of missiles and couldn't get any more. And so I had to go all the way back out and try again. So I may have started like clearing some of the weird like vertical barrier things or something, but I was not able to finish the game. In this, I'm talking about the missing piece here. So when we come back to the future, to the past, ooh, because in the next episode you'll be time traveling back to last August again. That's all that you've missed is, you know, I did all of this stuff that I did tonight, and I made an attempt at Turian, but I got into a spot where none of the enemies were giving me any missiles, and so when I ran out of missiles, I had to retreat. And in the final piece, I will be finishing the game. So enjoy that. If you've been watching Twitch with me tonight, please follow me on Twitch and set notifications so you know when I go live. I normally do live streams on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. Central. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, maybe leave me a comment. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care.